Hey geeks, this is Dan Austin.
And Noah Austin. And Abby Austin. Sarah Austin.
And when we're not meeting with geeks in Ohio City, we're listening to Geeking on WDW podcast with Kurt and the whole Geekin' family.
Hey, Disney World geeks, Curtis Stone here, and welcome to episode 414 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. This week, Jeff and Danielle Kessler review their big family trip, including several of our Geekin' family. They stay at the Contemporary, Garden View, and Boardwalk Villas. They go to the Blizzard Beach twice, and they got some great restaurant reviews, and I've been having fun chatting with super geeks like Jeff and Danielle Kessler about Disney World for over 7 years now. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I started the podcast with my daughter, Lindsay. We enjoyed our chats talking about all of our Disney World trips, and then we brought on you, our Disney geeks, to tell your trip stories. Our Disney geeks and listeners are so positive, caring, and generous, and we do encourage a family atmosphere on the podcast. And before too long, they were calling me the Podfather, and I continue to bring the listeners on to tell your Disney World stories. We'd love for you to join our Geekin' family. We've got an amazing private discussion group in Facebook. Search for Geekin' on WDW Family. I ask you to fill out a couple of questions there. I'll check those out, and then you can jump into our private Facebook group and share your trip pictures, ask your questions for a trip you got coming up, and just engage with one of the best Disney groups on Facebook and all of the internet. We're also independent Disney authorized travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. We got my wife, Mama, and our good friend, Auntie Judy. They'll help you book those Disney rooms, your dining reservations. They'll answer all your questions. We thank you so much for all of you listeners who book your trips with the Travel and Tiaras. You can get started by emailing them at travelandtiaras@gmail.com. Yeah, check the show notes right there in your podcast app. You'll see Mom and Judy's email, the travelandtiaras@gmail.com. Also mine is there too if you'd like to email me and be a guest on the podcast. I'd love to have you come on and tell us your trip stories. And if you're a podcaster, I'd love to have you on. I love connecting with other podcasters. Yeah, the featured trip report this week is another one of those reports from some friends of mine that were down in the Disney parks not too long ago, all together in the same week. This week we got Jeff and Danielle Kessler. They stayed at the Contemporary at the Garden View. That's a place my wife, Margita, she always said that was a great place to stay. Not quite as expensive as the main building at the Contemporary. They also stay at the Boardwalk Villas in a split stay. And then we're going to talk lots of food. They gave some great food descriptions. Ohana. This is the first time I get a report about the new menu at Ohana. Backlot Express. They had birthdays to celebrate. Both of their young kids had birthdays. And they met up with other geeks like Selena and Jackie. I know Rob Maderi and his wife Katie were there. I'm so jealous they all got to meet over at Galaxy's Edge. They also did Chef Mickey's, kind of on a surprise. That worked out really well. They were staying right there in the resort. Tony's Town Square, Whispering Canyon. Oh my gosh, I think that they said that was one of their favorites. Blizzard Beach they did twice and ate over there too. Food and Wine, lots of descriptions of the Food and Wine Festival. Nomad Lounge. They draw a Baby Yoda over at the animation studio. That's over at Animal Kingdom. I love doing the drawing. I'm so glad they got the animation studio back. Beaches and Cream. I think that was for the first time. ABC Commissary. Katsura Grill at Japan Pavilion. Via Napoli. They finish up with some pixie dust moments. Some cool things like the Ratatouille scavenger hunt. I love the scavenger hunts. And some special moments and tips. Well, Jeff and Danielle prove you can go on a big extended family trip. All the Kesslers were there. They hang out with them a little bit, but they also get to try lots of great food and fun by themselves all around Disney World. Well, we are getting into this group of friends that went down to Disney World all at the same week. And I'm so glad to bring on my next guest. I got a husband and wife pair. I'm glad they're coming on together because I think she's not been on before, but the other guy has. Well, let's bring him on. He once hid from his wife so he wouldn't have to share his food and wine fillet. I think I remember that. He considers the Skyliner one of his favorite rides at Walt Disney World. He was the first Kessler brother to meet me in the parks. And I'm going to bring on the second guest. She got trapped in the dive tube during her college internship at the Living Seas. She makes questionable parenting decisions while at Disney World. I didn't know this. We'll have to find out what that is. And resort hopping is her happy place. Please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Jeff and Danielle Kessler.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, Geeks.
Hey, Kurt.
Jeff and Danielle, so glad to have you both all together on the podcast. And I am proud to say, yes, I've met you both in the parks.
Yep. In fact, my last 2 trips, I saw you. So this was kind of weird not seeing you.
I'm sorry.
2 straight times. Yeah.
My gosh, I would have loved it. You guys talk about a geek meet. Did you arrange it? Well, all the Kesslers were planning on going, right?
It was actually a weird kind of turn of events because we were supposed to go actually last November. But then because of COVID, then we got pushed to February and then still wasn't safe enough. So then we went to July and Glenn just sort of followed behind and Rob happened to already be going there. And then others decided to join us.
Selena and Jackie, that was so cool.
That's right. Yeah, they're more local. So they were able to make a last minute add on. I think Rob was pushing them to come. So it was great to see everybody.
I want to know more about that for sure. Well, let's talk about these intros. I think I know this story, but remind me, Jeff, why were you hiding a fillet at the Food and Wine from your wife, Danielle? That's really not very nice of you.
Really not very nice, right?
No.
She jokes
it's not
about
something I would do.
Every time we go now. It was probably about 5 or 6 years ago when we were at Food and Wine. One of our first times, in fact, at Food and Wine. And we split. I went to the Canada and she went over to, I think it was New Zealand to get like a smoothie or something like that.
A diversion, call that.
Exactly. I got the one fillet that we were supposed to split. And at first, in my defense, I lost her in the crowd and I didn't know where she was. So I went over to an area, started eating the filet, and it was so good that I did catch sight of her. But I decided rather than go over there, I would just eat the second half of it. And then I claimed that I ate it because it was getting cold because I lost them. So.
Well, I think, Jeff, you were the first one to make the filet mignon in Food and Wine Canada Pavilion famous, weren't you?
I pushed it to everyone who would listen. And Glenn, I know, brought it to the podcast, the info about it.
I think he acted like it was his idea, if I remember correctly.
He claims that he always gave credit to me, and I think he did. So I'm not going to hold him anything.
I love to tease him because I love him. You know, he sent me a T-shirt in the mail. Did you know this?
I know. Yeah.
That is exactly what T-shirt he sent me. Oh my gosh!
I don't know if he has the other one, or if we're both just going to wear "I know" shirts.
He better get that for G3. I want him to wear the Princess Leia "I love you" shirt to me.
Maybe you guys could have a kitschy both wearing. You're like, I know, and then no one has to say "I love you." It's just you all, Jeff,
this is getting kind of creepy. I'm sleeping with him. We got the pairing T-shirts. This is really getting creepy. I got nightmares of planes, trains, and automobiles happening recurringly now. Like I'm John Candy, and who's the other guy?
Steve Martin. Right?
Steve Martin, yeah,
right?
There you go. Oh my gosh, it's too funny.
Kurt, you're going to be on the next Kessler family trip, I think, at this rate.
Yeah?
One of the fam now.
I'd love to join your family. You guys, your mom and dad seem really cool too.
They're great.
They're cute as hell.
Yeah, they couldn't make it into the parks on this trip. We'll kind of go into what happened with this trip, but
all right,
they're getting up there that they can't really walk the parks anymore.
It was so much fun to meet you guys and the family there. I remember we had a meal together at the ABC commissary.
Mhm.
And I don't know, Danielle, maybe that was where I first learned you had the college internship, and you were like a biology major, or?
Yeah, I was a biology major, and so I actually had the same internship, I think, or similar, as Lauren Hawkins, who had on a couple weeks ago.
Small
And
world,
so I worked
right?
At the
Yeah.
Living Seas. Yep.
Different time frame, probably.
Yeah, she's much older than me.
That's what I meant. So cool. Very, very, very cool. And this one really caught my attention. Makes questionable parenting decisions. Of course, well, Jeff probably wrote this, so that's his take on that.
It was her submission, not mine.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I think when we go to Disney, we embrace we're here, we're on vacation, sort of rules out the window.
All right.
And I think it was one of the earlier trips with Andy. And I remember we took a picture by the Barnstormer, and it was after fireworks. I think it was 11:30 at night. He was 3 years old, just over 3, and going strong at 11:30. So riding the Barnstormer, we had a 6-month-old Melody strapped onto my chest at that point, and just carrying her around, and just still hanging out, hopped up on sugar into the wee hours of the morning. So,
but I seem to remember when we were there, you guys went back. It was like early in the morning, and you took a break. Like went back to the room like early, if I remember right.
Yeah, I made everyone, because we got there really early. That was one Rise of Resistance. You had to get there at like 6 a.m. lined up in a giant crowd. And so we did that. And then, I said, we need to go back and rest a little bit. And so we all went back, Jeff very begrudgingly, but the only person that actually napped when we got back to the room was Jeff.
I didn't want to sleep, but I will sleep.
You gotta get it in when you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, resort hopping is your happy place. That's cool to hear. I kind of like it too. And I think my wife is kind of on the fence, but it's a great opportunity to try different resorts. So you guys, I didn't realize this, but you did a split stay, didn't you?
Yep. First time we've actually done it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. We've always normally just stayed at one place, but this time, since we booked it kind of in the COVID times, we felt like, can I tell? Well, I'll just say we stayed at Contemporary and then at Boardwalk, so we could take advantage of being able to walk to parks from the 2 different locations, and it worked out perfectly.
Right. So you had a week trip, right?
Yep. Saturday to Saturday.
Saturday to Saturday. How many nights at Contemporary?
I think it was 4 nights at Contemporary.
Nice.
And then 3 nights at the Boardwalk Villas. At the time we booked it, the actual Boardwalk Hotel wasn't open. So the Villas was even better, actually.
I think that's the perfect way to do it. You're splitting time between the Boardwalk, which I love so much. And of course, you're close to 2 parks there. And then you got the Magic Kingdom loop, which is outstanding. I love this, right, Danielle? Is that why you why do you like the resort hop?
So this was the first time that we had done the split stay, like Jeff said, and I really liked sort of reviving the vacation halfway through, like where you sort of, get in too much of routine. And so it gave it some refreshment. But when it comes to resort hopping, I also just like trips that you're going to different resorts. Like I've done trips where I've been with friends and we don't even go into the parks. We just hop around to different resorts and try the restaurants and the lounges and just tour around there.
Nice. We're going to talk about the restaurants, don't you? Like most of this report.
Wouldn't be a Geekin' report without it. Yep.
Who went on this trip then? Who is the Kessler family? What was this? I love big family events. Tell me how you did it.
So the funny thing is, this wasn't actually a big family event. It just turned into that. We had a big family event, as I alluded to either before you started recording or since we started recording, that we were all supposed to go.
I'm always recording.
Exactly. We were all supposed to go on a cruise in November of 2020, and that was intended to be the big family thing. Well, we canceled that, and we ended up doing something just local. We rented a house by a lake, and that was the family trip, and Disney was off. Disney cruise, Disney, whatever. But Glenn and I, are Disney fanatics, so we both booked for G3 for February. And then when it got closer to that time, we didn't feel comfortable going. So once again, we got booked. And I'll take a second to shout out travel agents. We used EJ, Fairy Tale Concierge. I know Mama and Judy do it too.
Yeah.
A godsend with all of these cancellations and things that we had to do. just made life a lot easier. But we ended up rebooking. We never go in the summer, but the kids' birthdays just happened to be in the same week. Melody turned 6 on a Monday, July 19th, and Andy turned 9 on the Friday. So we were like, well, if we're going to go in July, this is the time, or in the summer, this is the time to do it. And it worked out, and we booked. Then Glenn, about a month later, canceled G3. And he's like, well, as long as you're going to be down there. And he rescheduled, but in a different hotel, not really with us. And then we invited our third brother. I think Glenn mentioned it in his, and they couldn't go the same time, but they could overlap. So next thing you know, we've got another family. And then we could not invite our parents. So then they came along as well. So sort of 4 independent vacations, but all overlapping enough so it did make for one big, and it worked out perfect because we couldn't have 15 people all running around together. We would have killed each other.
So you never stayed at these resorts before, I take it, right? Mm-mm. All right. Contemporary, the garden room. Tell everybody what the garden room is.
You want to take that, sweetie?
Yeah, so the garden room, so it was a first floor room. So it actually had like a little patio out the back. It wasn't the most scenic of views. We could look up and see the monorail. Other than that, it was a parking lot view. But nonetheless, it was a little patio area. So, in the evening when the kids went to bed and stuff, I could, grab a glass of wine and go sit out on the patio for a bit. So that was nice. It was also an accessible room. So it was really large. Like the bathroom and things was really big inside, so everything sort of had the more floor space and stuff. And that had some pros and cons to that.
I remember Mom telling me even years ago, the garden room is more affordable than the regular main building, right?
Yeah, we were outside in those garden rooms, and it definitely was less expensive than being in the main building. But the main building was under renovation, so it kind of wasn't that bad because every time we would go into the main area, you could hear jackhammers and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Going on because they're switching it over to Incredibles, and I guess they're underway now.
Okay, it seems like they're always under construction. It doesn't seem that long ago I was staying there and they were refurbishing all the main building rooms. All right, Boardwalk Villas, 5th floor. What'd you think of that location?
The Boardwalk's our favorite location. I love that place. So we were up on the 5th floor. So I think that was the top floor. Looked right out into sort of that little courtyard in the middle. So nice. Again, I love just an outdoor space that you can go sit out on. And so we had a little patio there. The room itself was so it had the queen bed, and then it had a pull out, and then it also had like a little sideways twin bed Murphy pull down too. So plenty of places. Each of the kids could actually have their own bed. We had a separate space, just really well thought out and set up.
So did you like the split stay in terms of did you take advantage of being in the location as far as getting to the parks?
Not as much as we should have. We actually never went, and geeks are going to hate me for this. We never went and saw Happily Ever After at the Magic Kingdom. It never timed up. We had dinners at resorts. So we saw it from the monorail as we passed by, which was cool. And Danielle and Melody watched it from the Bay Lake walkway as well. But we never got to take taking advantage of, finish the fireworks and just be able to walk back to the resort. We sure took advantage of it at Boardwalk because we closed down Boardwalk pretty much, I think, every night, or closed down Epcot every night we stayed at Boardwalk.
Do they have activities on the Boardwalk?
If drinking at the margarita place is an activity, I guess.
Yeah, all the Kesslers there drinking margaritas at the Boardwalk. Sounds like an activity to me.
Yep. Yeah. Not too many like organized activities. And when we met up with the whole family, it was actually at resorts. We were at Wilderness Lodge one night, and we were at the Polynesian another night for dinners, and then hanging out there. So
we're gonna
get into that. Yep.
I'm like chomping on the bit here because I know Glenn's probably gonna be mad at me that you're gonna be the first ones to review the new Ohana menu. Because all right. Before I get there, though, I got to ask you guys. I saw this too because it's one of my favorites. The egg roll cart, buffalo chicken and cheeseburger. How were the egg rolls?
Buffalo chicken is by far the best.
Yeah,
we must have stopped. I think every time we passed it, we stopped, right? Like it was, even if it wasn't, it's just when the suggestion is there, you're like, all right.
I love that. Yeah.
It was literally the first thing we did. We checked into Contemporary, walked over to Magic Kingdom, and walked directly to the egg roll cart.
Even our son Andy loved it. I mean, he downed. It really got to the point where, you want to share food with your kids, but you're kind of like, this is my.
They're expensive too. Right?
See the filet thing is not just me. Apparently, Danielle. Yeah, when it's good food, we don't want to share.
Us geeks are so predictable. I could have called this one.
Yeah,
this is awesome. All right, let's get into it. Dinner at Ohana. It's my favorite. It's been my favorite restaurant on property, and it's been closed. A lot of controversy with the new menu. People on all sides of the fence here. I'm getting secondhand reports. So give it to me straight, guys. Tell me what the Ohana dinner was like.
I'll lead. Maybe she can add in. It was a disappointment.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily because it was bad, but it was not as good as it was before.
Okay. What was good? What was bad?
So the dumplings, still amazing.
Those are my favorites.
Can't go wrong with those. The noodles, they're always good, and the chicken wings, really, really good. So kind of that appetizer plate.
Yeah, I like those.
They got the two new rolls that they bring out to you. I think one is like I want to say it's like a papaya pineapple scone or something like that.
Yeah,
and then like a garlic biscuit or something. Both of those were meh. They were okay, but nothing to write home about. What was the biggest disappointment was the main foods when they came out. The teriyaki steak was, and it was almost inedible. It was so chewy. Ooh. And like Andy tried to chew it and he's like, there's something wrong with my steak. And we tried we had 15 people there, so we could try the different bowls that everyone got on the two different tables. And just hopefully it was because we were there the second week they were open, it'll get better. But the chicken, how the chicken used to be boneless on a skewer.
Yeah.
Now you get like a bone-in breast. So that made it kind of tricky to share. It had good flavor. The ironic thing was the things that people were most controversial and shocked about, the sausage and the shrimp casserole.
Yeah.
Those were actually really good. I think amongst the table, we kind of felt that the shrimp casserole was our favorite of the main foods. And then they even changed the pineapple bread pudding at the end, where they don't have the caramel sauce on it anymore. They leave it off to the side. You have to pour it on, and it just made it taste a little bit different. Not as good as I remember. So
the steak is sad. I've been there when the steak was dry, to be honest with you, on the skewers too. But so maybe our mileage will differ. Hopefully they'll get all this feedback, because they're going to hear people talking about this. This is controversial change for them. Yep. Yeah. All right, Danielle, you have anything to add on that?
I would just emphasize how good the dumplings were. Those were, I think the kids, Melody just kept coming back over to my plate. Every time I would get one, she would steal them. Again, there was the kids just like stealing the good foods
That's
from
me.
Even one time she asked for more, and we got a whole bowl of them to the adult table. And she came over and took the whole bowl and just like looked at us shyly and walked away with our entire bowl of dumplings.
Wow.
So those were a big hit.
I was a little concerned that there's no sauces to dip the dumplings in, though. Is that that's not a problem?
It takes a little bit away, but they're still good on their own without the sauce.
I can see that, but I do like dipping the sauces.
Yeah.
I'm like obnoxious with the sauces.
And Danielle kind of mentioned the adult table. We actually, funny story, we had 15 people there, and they don't have a table for 15. So we ended up splitting and saying we were going to have an adult table, and then right next to it, a kid table. We had 8 adults and 7 kids in our group. And it turned out my 89-year-old father, decided he wanted to sit at the kids' table. So cutest thing, all the kids and grandpa all sitting at one table. We were over at the other table.
He's adorable too. I've seen him in pictures. That's a picture you'll always remember, I think, for sure.
And there was a real sweet moment at the end where he kind of just reflected over everything, got a little teary-eyed, and
nice.
It was just nice because all three of the sons, we were all there. He was there, all the grandkids. It was just so. Yep. The Ohana was truly Ohana. Yeah. The food may have disappointed, but the family togetherness was there, and it made for a good meal, even though the food maybe didn't. I
hear you. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic there. There's no doubt about that. So then you had all the family. All right. Yeah. Well, I think that's a fair assessment, and maybe they'll listen to our complaints and fix some of the little holes we got.
Yeah, fix those needs. Yep.
All right. Backlot Express lunch at Hollywood Studios.
I got I think what did I get? No, I just got a burger there actually. Danielle got something good.
I got the hummus plate, and that was surprisingly good. Like it was one of those really hot days, and so I said the best part about Backlot Express was we got inside, we were able to sort of like stock a table and get a table in the air conditioning there.
Yeah.
I got the hummus plate, which is it was really light. It had a couple different hummuses on it, and some of the pitas, and even a couple different like whole chickpea sort of salad. Yeah, it was good, refreshing.
So you had some birthdays, I see.
Yep. Yeah, both of them, their birthdays were that week, so they were wearing buttons, and we had a little pixie dust moment actually at first one of the trip there at Backlot Express. The girl cleaning the tables sees as we come to sit down, both Melody and Andy wearing I'm celebrating my birthday, and she says, "Can I bring you 2 cupcakes?" So out comes some cupcakes. I had actually already ordered the paint can cake, which they have the Wookiee cookie there, and I should have probably gone that route. Instead, I was drawn in by the beauty of this, what looks like a paint can, but it was just confetti cake with a whole lot of frosting and icing on it. So note to other geeks, looks good. I'd steer clear. Go for the Wookiee cookie that everybody says is really good.
I've been hearing lots about the Wookiee cookie. That's come up a lot. I know we're talking food, but I see a fantastic geek meet of some of my friends. I saw Rob Maderi this past weekend at the Albany.
Up in Albany.
Geek meet, and Katie, but Selena and Jackie are 2 of my favorite, the sisters. So what did you guys do together?
So with so many kids, Jackie brought her kids and Rob had their kids as well. It didn't bode well for a lot of hanging out, but we did get probably about a 15-20 minute chat in Galaxy's Edge. It just happened we were all kind of in that area. And then we had pre-planned and made reservations to all be at Oga's Cantina all at the same time. And I know Rob, and he'll probably tell a better story because they were all together, but Rob, Jackie, and Selena, they all got to be one table, while Glenn and we got to be another table. And at points we were able to go over and sit down and kind of talk for a bit. But again, as I mentioned with the kids, they just don't want adults to be able to have conversation.
They don't really allow you. They want you to walk around while you're seated. After you're seated at your station there, they don't kind of.
They were not really being as enforcing. When we were there, the mask mandate was gone, and kind of everything had sort of gone almost back to normal. So Glenn almost immediately left our table and ran over to Rob and Selena and Jackie, and he was there for a good 15 minutes or so while his family and we were all just hanging out.
We've been known to break those kind of soft rules a little bit too. On occasion. Exactly. Yeah, because we did the same thing at G3. So how was Oga's?
It was good. It was Danielle's first time, so maybe I'll let you.
Yeah, Danielle, what'd you think of Oga's?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I just love the atmosphere in there. It was so, when we walked out, right, like you had to adjust to the sun because it's just such a dark and different atmosphere in there.
Yeah.
But very cool. I mean, especially the fizzing drinks. So I got I think Bespin Fizz it was, or Bespin Fizz. And then the kids got some similar fizz drink that came out, bubbling for them. So those were just awesome to see. The kids were fascinated by their bubbling drinks. Like we just have pictures of Melody staring at hers. Like this is crazy.
The really whole good. Galaxy's Edge is just, I mean, I've said this before. I grew up with Star Wars from the good episodes. I can't imagine going there as a kid. That would have just been so fascinating.
First time the kids, and actually through quarantine we've watched all of the Star Wars movies, and so it was the first time in a long time, frankly, that I had seen a lot of the Star Wars movies, and it was the first time the kids had seen it. So I think they've seen Galaxy's Edge before, but I think this was the first time they saw it and really connected to it, and were more excited about it.
Very, very cool. All right, Chef Mickey's. That's always been the kids' place to go. If you've never been to Disney World, you got to go to Chef Mickey's. How did it turn out for you guys?
This was a hidden gem and a hidden amazing moment. We didn't pre-book a reservation there. We were staying obviously at the Contemporary. Yeah. And it was probably like 7:30 at night. And Danielle's like, we need to eat dinner. And what are we going to do? So we just figured we'd walk up and end up at Contempo Cafe.
Right.
But we walk in and Chef Mickey's is right there. We asked the girl how long the wait is. She says 30 minutes. And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead. We'll look and do some shopping while we wait. Get in there. The kids didn't know. And honestly, I didn't realize that the characters were back. So Melody sees Minnie the minute we walk in and she just explodes with excitement. And it's just like, Minnie. And
like the old days. Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
And just some great character exchanges. They don't come over to your table, but they point at your table. So you know they're looking at you, and they do the dance, they'll pose. And Melody, every new character that came through, and they've got the Fab Five. So it was just awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear this. Yeah.
Yep.
Food was good?
Food was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so great to hear. I love it. Nice special surprise. All right. Tony's Town Square over at the Magic Kingdom the next day. Lunch.
So that was Melody's, her birthday request, because she wanted somewhere that she could have pizza. So she was able to get pizza and buttered noodles and apple juice at this place, and a chocolate sundae. So it was just like everything that she loves in one place. Cool. So it was perfect.
Awesome.
And again, we were able to have the adults table right next to the kids table. So that was nice. We got a bottle of Prosecco and we're able to, relax and be adults sort of, and try to, drown out the yelling of the kids in the back every once in a while. Yeah, everything was really good. We had the mozzarella. I think we got the caprese salad. It's a small portion, but it was really good. The mozzarella sticks, which if I recall right, they were just kind of little balls.
They were like balls of mozzarella with the breading. They were really good.
Glenn told us about this on his last trip before. He said they had a great time there. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to sit outside. He was really pushing us to sit outside because he wanted to see the cavalcades. But it was July. It was so hot. Like we were literally dripping with sweat that everyone vetoed him. Was like, absolutely not. So we didn't see any cavalcades, but everyone was much happier as a result.
That's one of his famous tips that I guess in the hot summer it doesn't fit as well. That makes sense.
Yeah, it'd be perfect in the winter and when it's nice outside, but definitely not a July trip thing. No.
Gotcha. Dinner at the this has been Whispering Canyon. I've been getting great reports. This is my kind of place. It's got talk about the meat sweats, right?
Yeah. A lot of meat, and we had the greatest, well, everyone's probably says it, but we had an amazing waitress.
Awesome.
And that I think is really what makes Whispering Canyon stand out from other restaurants.
Oh, cool. I hadn't heard that.
She walks over. First thing she does, she hasn't even said hello to people. She just looks over at the kids' table again. This time, both grandparents were there. And she goes, here you go. And she just flings a bunch of napkins that your glasses would go on. She just flings them at the kids. And then later she flung a bunch of straws at them. And we have 7 kids there, all under the age of 10. So that's hilarious. And they're just so excited. And she
the craziness is back, huh? At Wilderness Lodge.
Yep. She was cracking. Nice. She wasn't even a Wilderness Lodge or a Whispering Canyon waitress. She kept saying, I don't work here. I don't know. We would ask her questions. And it turned out she was telling the truth, but it was funny in its own right. She was an artist point and worked at Morocco, and she just happened to get called in that night, but she was outstanding.
Yeah, I thought it was part of her like shtick was like, I don't work here, I don't know, but like it was literally she was like, I don't know, I don't work here.
It was
I
pretty
love
funny.
that though. Yeah. Just give me the ketchup. What more is there to know?
Yeah, but the foods worked out because we had so many people. We got one of each of the 4 different bowls that you can get. So we had everything you can imagine on the plate. The ribs were my favorite, and Glenn's wife Sarah. Those were both our favorites. And then Danielle and Glenn had a very controversial favorite. So
favorite, but so there was I guess one of them was all plant-based, one of the skillets, and there was sort of like a little meatball looking thing in there, and Sarah tried one, and like I thought she was going to cough it back up, like she was and thought it was horrible, and Jeff was like, oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about, it was this thing. And meanwhile Glenn and I are trying to, we're like, wait, is it this? Oh, I thought that was really good. So Glenn and I were on team. We found out what it was. It was a mustard glazed beefless tips. And so Glenn and I were on that team, and Sarah and Jeff thought they were the most horrible things they ever. Like,
we were adamantly against it. It tasted good for the first like second that you got the sauce, and then when you got to the meat thing, it just nah.
Wow, this explains why you read
we're
these.
Very divided.
You read these
Exactly.
reviews online. You're like, well, how could there be such direct opposite opinions on things? That's hysterical.
Yeah, all of our opinions are skewed because they have moonshine drinks there, which were outstanding. And then we decided to have a Kessler tequila shot as well. So we started off right that night.
Wow. Yeah. I guess your opinions are skewed a little bit with the moonshine going on.
The moonshine drinks, really good. We had 2 different ones. They're not online, and I didn't write them down. They're just on a piece of paper that they put down at the table. But if you can get them, one I think had blueberry and lemonade or something like that. It was really good.
I'm looking next day, lunch at Lotta Wada Lodge. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's one of the only places to eat at Blizzard Beach. And it actually had surprisingly good. So they had this one thing, a roasted chicken rice bowl. That was really good. Actually, we ended up at Blizzard Beach 2 days. I actually ended up getting that both days.
A little water park action.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Kids loved it. And
they're big. Yeah. They love the pools, don't they?
Yep. And 90-something degree days. It was perfect.
Hit
to
the
have,
spot.
have
Nice.
those. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nighttime. Epcot nighttime. Did you guys see some fireworks?
Not that night. No, we ended up, the kids were not having any part of that night. So we squeaked out a couple of food stands and then had to call it.
So you did. Yeah. How'd the Food and Wine Festival go for you?
So we did it a couple of different nights. This night in particular, we just it was kind of rainy. So it was not the best weather out, which, led to pretty short lines and allowed us to get things pretty quickly. I did one of the only things I did was the s'mores whoopie pie, which I think that it looked so good that my bar was so high on how good it should be. And it just, it was all right. It just didn't, didn't kind of blow my mind.
Yeah, sounds good. S'mores whoopie pie.
Yeah. That was the night I had the crispy chicken on a sriracha glazed donut sandwich. Uh-huh. And that was one I remember Margita posted all the different foods a couple weeks prior. And I remember looking through that and being like, that one I'm going to have to try. And really good flavor, but really, really messy because the glaze is on top and on the bottom of the donut and you have to put your hands around it. So you're just basically all fingers on glazed donuts, squishing it together. Plus there's a coleslaw, but good flavor.
Interesting.
That one I would recommend. You gotta try it because it's just so bizarre to have a chicken and then the donut and the slaw.
It doesn't sound right. I love glazed donuts, but I never put them together with my crispy chicken sandwich.
Oh, some of the other donuts, we didn't get them, but some of the other donuts they had at that stand, wow, they're indulgent. Yeah, so I'm sure you'll get more reports as the Food and Wine goes on of people that have tried them, but they were really nice looking.
I'm going in October, guys. I got. I'm going to get the email tomorrow with my tickets. We got to start booking our parks. My buddy John and I are going. Okay, let's move into Wednesday. Animal Kingdom, 8 Spoon Cafe. I just want to get a couple snacks there. Pulled pork mac and cheese. That sounds really good.
Yep. That's one I mentioned on my last trip report. Friar's Nook used to have mac and cheeses with all sorts of stuff on it. And then they now have the tots. And that used to be one of my favorites. So here's where, and I think you can get it at Flame Tree, but here's where you can get easily mac and cheese with pulled pork on it, little sliced pickles as well. Really good. I get it every time we go now, even though it's just a little side snack.
It's really good, but on like a 95-degree day in the animal kingdom, a little bit heavy of a snack.
That's true. Yeah.
It's getting a little hot in the animal kingdom.
Yep. And they had a donut sandwich there too. I didn't get it. I think Jackie got it on another day. So if you interview them, she might be able to talk about it, but I don't think she liked it. It was like a pulled pork on a glazed donut. So they're into the donut sandwiches at Disney now. Watch out.
I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I got to try before I make judgment because I love donuts and I love sandwiches, but I'd never thought to put them together.
It's brilliant. Yes.
Only at Disney World would they do something like that. Nomad Lounge, one of my favorites. I see how you characterize it as a break at Nomad Lounge.
It was a true break. I mean, I think at least 2 hours we hung out there. I mean, that was one of those, like, instead of going back to the hotel to rest, we just found a place at Nomad Lounge and hung out.
Yep.
Inside?
We only had outside actually, but we were right next to the door. So like right when you walk in to the left, we were the first table on the right. So every time the door opened, you got a real cool breeze. Plus with the fans and sitting on the couches, it was comfortable enough.
Yeah.
But
did you get cavalcades?
They came by. We couldn't see them from where we were, and so quite frankly, the kids were like, "Nah." They were fine, just sitting on their couch. It was, we're on day 5 or day 4 of pushing them through. That I think they were good to just sit down and have their own little mixed drinks that they had there. And we got the charcuterie and we got the bread service.
Oh, cool!
Both really good.
Good choices there. Yeah, nice.
Yep. And there was I know Tony Ann had mentioned POG juices being an issue. I tried to order a drink there and they said they were out of the juices, and it had pineapple, orange, and I think it was mango. They were out of those. So I ended up getting a kid's drink, but then I had them throw a shot of vodka in it. So it was really good.
It was Sprite with strawberry, I think.
Sprite with strawberry. Lily Gorilli is what Andy got the first time. And then I had a sip of it, and I was like, this would be really good with a shot of vodka in it. And the waitress agreed, and it was. So,
made it happen. All right. Get your stretchy pants. Just loosen them up a little bit. I'm going to take a break from food because I like this animation experience. You got to draw Baby Yoda. I love those things. Where'd you do that?
So that's back at Conservation Station. So you take the train back to Rafiki's Planet Watch. And when you get back in there, there's sort of a little line inside. And I think it happens every half an hour, maybe every hour.
Baby Yoda.
And we did it the last time we were there, too. I think we drew Simba or something from the Lion King, maybe Scar, last time we were there. And the kids liked it, too. I mean, they do it. It's really cool because the kids, our kids are 6 and 9, but they could still sit there and follow along well enough that they produce this really awesome, Baby Yoda picture.
And they were so excited when Melody saw that we were going to draw Baby Yoda. She was just like, "Yeah!"
That's what I've been doing.
I was excited as well.
Yeah, right.
But
You're not.
Yeah, baby.
She's trying to act cool. He's trying to act cool. All right.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. Because we all posed and took pictures of ourselves holding our pictures, and I was like, I really like mine. I'm going to frame it. Yeah.
You should teach that on next Geek Zoom, Jeff. Just, pull out some papers and teach Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I know. Well, you got an artist brother. I'm sure he could pull it off.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he missed out. He missed out on that. His family was with us most of these days, but that we had split by that point. So he missed out on that, and he missed out on Nomad Lounge and our most pixie dust of all moments. But I guess we'll circle back to that after the food stuff. But same day there at Animal Kingdom, we got the greatest of pixie dust. So stay tuned. People.
Oh, a little teaser there. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to one of my favorite places for dinner, Beaches and Cream. How'd you guys make out there?
feel like I was sleeping through that one. So we had gone back to the room after Nomad Lounge, after having a couple drinks, and then I think, fell asleep for a while. And so Jeff had to sort of drag me to sleep.
You didn't fall into your tomato soup, did you, Danielle?
I actually literally had to drag her there. Danielle is type 1 diabetic, in fact. And we're walking from the boardwalk over, and she hits a real low to the point where she had to sit down and could not walk. She had taken some fruit snacks trying to get her blood sugar up. And I was like, we are going to an ice cream shop. Let's just try to get the rest of the way. She couldn't go. Wow. So I actually had the kids get out of the stroller, and I pushed Danielle in a stroller.
Wow.
Well, most people not knowing the situation, Danielle got heckled because we're right by Epcot during Food and Wine.
So everyone thinks I'm just like falling over drunk and can't get myself.
Oh my God. What time was this at Food and Wine? Because, on the weekend?
It was 8:45 because we had late reservations. It was
cream.
Yeah.
That's the parenting, pushing it to the extremes. We had 8:50 reservations at Beaches and Cream because that was the only time I could get. So of course everybody's, had some drinks that are leaving Epcot at that point, but super nice waitress. Even the hostess, when we got there, she immediately brought a Coke out for Danielle. I loved it. Maybe it was because it was so late and I was so hungry, but the burger I had tasted better than anything else. And I got the cookies and cream milkshake. That was delicious. And then for dessert, they split. What was that?
We got the fudge mudslide sundae. So me and the two kids split that. And it was... So we got it, I think, with mint chocolate chip, a scoop of mint chocolate chip, a scoop of vanilla, and a scoop of chocolate. And then it had a brownie, and it had like 3 Oreos in it, and just heaps of hot fudge.
That's my kind of place. I love that.
And the grilled cheese and tomato soup, I've heard about that a lot on here, and that grilled cheese does not disappoint. So good.
That fascinates me that comes out all the time. It's like, you wouldn't believe this tomato soup. And I'm like, what? Why does everyone say that? Because it's just tomato soup, isn't it? I love that. Good. Yeah. Apparently they use 4 types of cheese, and I don't know what they're doing over there, but they're doing it right.
I think somebody said there was like a Boursin cheese or something in there. So
something is making.
I think that's the key. You could put Boursin on anything, and it's going to make it good.
Something making it fabulous. I love the atmosphere there. I know you guys were tired and it was late, but it was okay then.
Loved it.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, had you never been before?
No, I had not.
I hadn't been since like my college. It'd been 15 years when I had gone, with a bunch of interns to eat the kitchen sink long ago.
You were probably were you staying at the Boardwalk at this point too? I hope.
Yeah, we were at the Boardwalk then, yeah.
Makes it convenient. Yeah, very good. I love that place. All right, I'm getting to Thursday, Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Let's see, is there anything? ABC Commissary, that comes up being a favorite of a lot of people now. What'd you guys think? You and I met. I had ribs there at the time I saw you guys. I was like, when we met, what? We got ribs at ABC Commissary?
You were eating that time when we all met up. So we had just come in just to
say hi,
and say hi. So this is the first time we had eaten there in a couple of years, and I got the Mediterranean salad, and it was really good. And Danielle got the shrimp tacos, I think.
That's what I had last time I was there. How'd you?
They were really good.
You like that? Yeah, very good flavor. I dropped one though. I dropped the shrimp on the floor. It was longer than 5 seconds. I could not. It was COVID, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that was a day where it was really hot. And so we were between this. I'm like, we're either going to go back to the hotel or we need to go sit inside and eat somewhere. And so we were scrambling to try to find, can we get reservations somewhere or whatever. And that was when Jeff said if you just need to sit inside to eat, let's try ABC Commissary. And so we were able to get in out of the heat for a bit, and the food was really good.
Nice. And then dinner, you're over at Epcot, the Katsura Grill. Is that the quick service like in Japan?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was.
I didn't recognize the name right away. Okay.
Yeah, you don't hear much about it.
Yeah.
But I got the sushi entree there. It came with 3 pieces and some California roll. It was only, well, I guess only, but it was $12, which seemed for, compared to some of the stuff that was at Food and Wine, seemed like a really good deal. And the kids got a chicken teriyaki that just kind of fed them. We were there primarily to try Food and Wine stuff, and we knew the kids weren't going to necessarily eat the things that were at Food and Wine, nor did we want to pay that kind of price. So it was a perfect secondary option so the kids could get filled. I had the sushi as well, and then that allowed us to kind of check out a couple other things at Food and Wine with the kids having full bellies.
And there's a great quiet seating area behind there.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love that pavilion. Yeah.
It's great.
Big fan.
And then they even have like a secret seating area that I don't recall being there before. Like when you cross over, there's a little bridge that takes you over to Katsuri. And on the other side of the bridge, like almost in the woods, there's another seating area.
Great description, Danielle. Yeah, I've always said if I could do a Disney themed backyard, it would be the Japan pavilion with the koi ponds and the beautiful, just listening to that trickling stream and waterfalls.
We actually discovered the Canada pavilion, or at least I did this trip. I don't feel like I've ever given that one much respect. But,
I understand.
We ended up walking back there where the waterfalls. It's beautiful.
I know,
back
you
there,
guys.
so.
Yeah, everyone's got to do that. Danielle said it too. Like going these little nooks and crannies, the Moroccan pavilion. Just like dig into those pavilions. They're really good. Spend some time there. But of course, get some food like the corned beef corner route at the Flavors of Fire. I love corned beef. How was that? That one caught my eye.
That one was really good. It was very filling.
Yes.
So it had like the chips on the bottom.
Yes.
And then the corned beef and the
Did it have
sauce.
cheese? Like the curds? Cheese curds? Because that's what the other one I remember having there. Maybe not.
I can't
Maybe they changed.
I can't remember.
Sounds familiar, like similar to what they had before.
Yeah, we ate so many different things. There was the poutine that we had the next day, which was also amazing. That had like a brisket or something on it.
Oh.
That had cheese curds and Borson scoops, and that was one of the best things we had. Both of them were very similar and very filling, very good flavor.
Portions are good size then?
For those were,
For those, the poutine was giant.
I love that. I love them. Anything else that stood out for this night? I see chocolate Kringla.
Yeah, we took the kids in there to the Norway bakery. Yeah. They picked out the pretzel looking thing, and it started pouring rain. So we had to kind of eat it squished in with a bunch of people. So we didn't really get to enjoy it as much, but it was good as I remember.
The tuna poke, we had that. We had tuna poke
3 times.
It was like the egg roll cart every time we would walk near.
What is that tuna?
We would.
I don't think I've ever heard of a tuna poke. What is that?
At the Hawaii stand, it's a bowl of basically sushi grade tuna chopped up with a sauce and some other, chopped up maybe cilantro or something in there. And then it came with, I think they're called shrimp chips. The chips were, the first day they were good. The second day they were chewy. We got it, I think, 3 or 4 times. Andy loved it. He would eat a whole bowl of it. Definitely one of our favorite. I would say those 3 we just mentioned, plus the filet. I think those were our top 4.
Your kids
from the trip.
Your kids don't seem very picky as eaters.
Melody's picky. Melody's pizza and noodles. Andy's.
Melody has another quirk, if I remember right. Was it?
A lot of them.
she relates to villains. In fact, and that's her thing. She doesn't want to be a princess
or a villain. She wants to be a villain.
Was it something about princesses? I forget.
Oh, the boys. She doesn't like the boy character, like the princes. When we were doing meet and greets, she doesn't want him anywhere near us. She made the
no boys sign for when we did breakfast one time and Prince Eric and stuff. She made a no boys allowed sign.
How old is she now?
She turned 6 on this trip.
6. Oh, she's still young. All right. That's great. Oh my gosh, I lost my track. Oh, Jeff, you did test track for the very first time. What is going on with that?
I remember we talked about it,
yes.
Chatted about it on the site. Every time we went to Epcot, it was always rope drop Soarin', Fast Pass Frozen, and then Test Track always had a really long line that I never got around to it. And did I miss it? It was awesome.
You enjoyed it? Yeah.
So good. The kids loved it. We did it, 3 times, I think?
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. And it broke down every single time. That ride is very unreliable.
So true. The thing's been there for 50 years and you still haven't got the bugs out yet.
Yeah, it broke down one time. We were on it. We were stuck for about 15 minutes sitting right before you go outside. So it was like the end was right in front of us. We just sat there. And then the other 2 times it broke while we were in line. So it's a good ride, but you don't know what the wait's going to be because it might just break down anytime.
All right, so I'm going over to, my gosh, Friday, you were all over the place. How the heck did you do all this?
Yeah, once we had done places, then we were...
It's like a free-for-all here.
Yep.
Via Napoli, I got a feeling that you have someone who loves pizza, so you had to go to Via Napoli.
Ironically, this is Andy being adventurous again. We went there not for the pizza, which is amazing and the best food I think I ate while we were there, but the calamari.
Oh.
This was Andy's birthday, and he requested for his birthday he wanted to eat calamari. So we went with Via Napoli for him to get calamari, and it didn't disappoint. It was really good.
And how old is he?
He turned 9 on that Friday.
I can assure you, Jeff, I had no idea what calamari was when I was 9 years old.
I know he's eating poke.
Just such, yeah, poke. Yeah, your kids are spoiled rotten. Just to be right up front with that.
The finest foods. Yeah.
That comes from your brother. I blame him.
We're all foodies around here. We live right outside of Washington D.C., so we were fortunate to have a lot of good restaurants and food to be able to try here.
My father, I got this whole food theme came really from my father. He's the type of person we make everything at home, but mostly we weren't really restaurant people. But he'd finish breakfast and he'd have dinner planned and lunch and all that stuff. So it's like all about food all the time. How was the fried calamari at Via Napoli?
Outstanding.
Nice.
I actually was just listening to Dan Robinson's report, the last that you just put out.
Yeah.
And he was talking about calamari. And when I reached out to him, as I mentioned to you earlier, he, I think, was at Trattoria Al Forno. And I mentioned that I've had him at both. And I think Via Napoli is the better of the two calamaris. Well, I would definitely recommend it.
If Andy would like to do a phone call with Dan, I'm sure I can arrange it if you want to.
so they can discuss.
Hook up on the best calamari in the world.
And I think Melody tried it for the first time at Via Napoli, and now she is a calamari eater. We were out last night actually, and she eats calamari. So yeah, it's so good that it turned our 6-year-old on to being a calamari eater.
Fun place, great family place to go to. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, the pizzas are so good, and they sang. We didn't mention it, but they sang for Melody at Tony's, and they sang an Italian happy birthday for Andy at Via Napoli. So really nice. Brought out a cake for both of them, or a sundae.
Did they have Italians, the real kind from Italy?
They were. Our waitress was not. Yeah. I don't know about the other people that came over with her. They said some stuff that was in Italian. But
I heard they're getting some college kids, but I haven't heard about international students coming over. Or
that restaurant, I actually posted about it. That restaurant was at maybe a third capacity. Oh, even though
they can pack them in there, right?
They can, and it was empty. And then they put a sign up while we were sitting there right at the front door that they were closing at 7:00. And I think we got there at 6. So I think they're having some serious staffing issues there.
I've noticed that. That's my joke about Via Napoli. We always have an eccentric or weird situation with the server at, like, one time, guy's serving us and we're like, things just don't seem right. He goes, well, I'm the dishwasher. Because they had a staffing issue. It was like, hey,
it's not a COVID thing. It's just a Via Napoli thing.
It's just Via Napoli. I don't know. Seems like nothing's changed. It's hysterical.
I hope they figure it out because the food is great.
It's never been horrible. It's just like this little quirky thing that's always weird over there for myself and who I'm with. Well, all right. So you finish off. We'll finish up. Any other things from, I see Epcot and any other standouts from Saturday?
Saturday, what we did, and that'll be this is a recommendation: rope drop food and wine. If you really want to do food and wine, get there at 11 because the other days we were there, the France line, the China line, and the Mexico line are. They're ridiculous that we didn't even consider them. Right. So we rope dropped France on Saturday because we really wanted 3 different things from there.
Good tip.
And so definitely get there early. We were able to knock out so many things from 11 to 11:30.
True.
That in the hours we were there on the other nights, it was so packed.
Especially on a Saturday.
And there's plenty of mimosas that it's like totally acceptable to be rope dropping.
That is
food and wine.
That's essential for a Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. It's 11 a.m. somewhere.
Yeah, if you see mimosa on the menu, it's good because we had 3 or 4 different ones and they were all good.
I'm okay with the strawberry rosé mimosa. That would take care. Tropical and key lime mimosa. Come on.
Yeah, those were really good.
That deserves a Kermit.
Those were good. That tropical one, I think I got it 2, maybe 3 times because it was so refreshing and so good.
So great, guys. Did we do good on the food?
I think so.
I think so.
We went to a lot of places. A lot of these places were new for me, and I think for Danielle as well. So it was really nice listening to your podcast. Is how I find out about a lot of these things, and it was really nice to finally see like Whispering Canyon and see and enjoy that, and then just go to see some new foods. Beaches and Cream, like I said, was new to me as well. So it was really good to kind of check those off the box.
Well, I want to hit that pixie dust moment you teased us with, or any other pixie dust, any family stories, any fun stuff that happened on this trip, guys.
I guess the pixie dust is probably the best story, and it's kind of a bunch of different things all leading to it.
All right.
Melody's 6, but she's tall enough to go on every ride other than Rock and Roller Coaster. So this is the first time she would have been tall enough to go on a lot of the rides. And our first one we wanted her to go on was Splash Mountain, and she chickened out. She saw the slope coming down, even though all of her cousins were going. She decided she didn't want to go. So she and I had to sit it out, and I ended up being the rider swapper from that point on. And so after trying to get her on, I made a joke that we would take sad selfies of me and her missing out on the fun as we missed Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, Everest, Slinky Dog. And so it was this fun little game, and it was funny for me because now I have this like gallery of pictures of everything Melody chickened out on. And Flight of Passage we're on, and this is the kind of leading to the story. Flight of Passage we're on. We get through. She's doesn't know what it is, so she's okay. We get through the intro movies. And now she's starting to get nervous. And then we get into the room where you're supposed to get on it. And she absolutely flips out and doesn't want to do it. So she's making a scene. So eventually I'm like, we'll go. We waited all this while, but we're just going to go sit out. So they have me and her go sit outside of the room, just in sort of a waiting area.
Yeah.
And while we're sitting there, 2 different cast members come over and they start talking to us, and I tell them about the selfies and how many rides I've missed, and we've done the rider swaps. So we're talking for a while. Then finally Danielle and Andy come out, and we do a swap. So me and Andy leave, and Danielle and Melody are left there talking. I guess Danielle can fill in the details, but I come out of Flight of Passage with Andy, meet up with them. And the girls the cast members that are there are like, let me see your wristband. And they scan my wristband. They scan Andy's wristband. Danielle and Melody, I guess Melody was super cute, was describing Mickey and Minnie's, which was her favorite. These cast members just loved her, felt bad that she was missing out on good things. And so they gave her some fast passes.
Oh.
And us fast passes. And I don't know if it was by intention or by error, but we looked at our magical experience later, and I have 6 fast passes. Andy has 6 fast passes, and Melody and Danielle have 9 fast passes to go on any ride the next day. The only exceptions were Rise of the Resistance, and I think one or 2 others were the ones we couldn't go on. So we were at Hollywood Studios the next day, basically like VIPs, walking on to 6 different rides. So we walked on to Mickey and Minnie's, and we walked on to Slinky Dog and then did the rider swap.
Wow.
So it was.
We didn't even end up using them all. Like we just didn't.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, and be fair, 6 years old is that's kind of tough for some of those rides. I don't blame her at 6 years old.
Funny thing is, she did Big Thunder Mountain and loved it, and ended up doing it twice because she didn't know what it was. We're like, oh, it's a train ride. And then after she went on it, then she did Millennium Falcon.
3 times. Test Track was like her favorite. She did it 3 times.
Yeah, you never know what gets in their mind to scare them.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely gets in. Yeah, they get in their own heads. I wasn't going to let her go on Everest. I knew that one was going to be way too scary. It was Andy's first time actually going on that, and he was like, that was scary.
Yeah. To be fair, my friends Ken and Auntie Judy are the same way.
Don't want to go on it.
Especially the Tower of Terror. All right. Good pixie dust moment. I love that. Didn't know, you don't talk about fast passes anymore. It's fun to see that they're handing them out when they're trying to get a guest to feel better. Yeah. So what was any other cool stories? I see. What was it? I was looking here. Oh, the Ratatouille scavenger hunt. That sounds like fun.
Yeah,
we love the scavenger hunts. We've done those at pretty much every time we go down. They had it one time at Animal Kingdom. They had a lion guard scavenger hunt, and I think we spent like the entire day with 6-year-old Andy doing that. So our kids have just always loved these Ratatouille and all of the scavenger hunts. So this year they have another Ratatouille scavenger hunt around food and wine. And so you can buy the maps. I think they're $10 a piece at any gift store and things. And then when you finish them all, and you can technically sort of cash them in, if you will, anytime, so that you don't have to wait until you actually complete the scavenger hunt to get your prize. And then they have these really cute little sort of ice cream dishes. And so there's a set of like 4 of the ice cream dishes. I think one's a Mickey and Minnie one. There's a Belle one. A Figment one,
and a Remy,
and another Ratatouille one. So
I like that. Those are useful.
That was cute.
Yeah, so we paid $40 and got the whole set.
Yeah, that's something I like. I'll tell you, one of my favorite souvenirs. Mom and Judy get these. They're not like from the scavenger hunts, but like in the resorts, they had these bowls, like real nice Mickey bowls. I use them. It's our daily like macaroni and cheese bowls, I love those things. They're fantastic. So, and I eat a lot of ice cream, so I could appreciate that. Very good.
Yeah, we've used them for that. Yeah, and I guess I could throw a little tip or bit of info that we came across, which was when we were at the Poly the night we went to Ohana, we wanted to get back to the Contemporary. First, we walked out to the boats, and we ended up missing the boat right before the fireworks start. And so just so people are aware, they stopped shuttle boats from Polynesian. I think it's a half an hour before fireworks, because they want the lagoon to be filled with people on their cruises, the ones that paid for the fireworks cruise. Then we walked and we came across the fact that there is a shuttle bus. So while the monorail is down, and since there's no monorail in Poly, you can get a bus that does the monorail loop. So there's a bus that goes Poly, Grand Floridian, and Contemporary.
Yeah, sure.
But unfortunately, we were 3 minutes late to that. And so then we have finally ended up making it over to the Ticket and Transportation Center and doing the monorail, which was the way. But it was good to find out that at least there was a bus. We didn't realize that. And it certainly would have saved us, because Glenn made us walk from Magic Kingdom around to the Grand Floridian. Said it was a short walk. It was not. And then through the Grand Floridian and then over to the Polynesian for our dinner at Ohana. So like everyone is dead by the time we got to Ohana. That is a long walk.
You should know better to trust your brother.
Very long walk.
He's the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, we joked that all of his times were off by about 30 minutes longer than what he would guess. He said, it's only about a 20-minute walk. Nah, it was 50. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? He scares me when he said when we made the arrangements when he was coming down to stay when we were there a February ago. Yeah, I was like, he's gonna kill me. But no, he was good. He behaved himself.
You get a whole new energy when it's G3. I know you'll be able to go from sun up to sun
that's
down. Yeah.
So true. Like I'm on this high that goes on for about 5 days. It's like there's a big. I gotta sleep for another 3 days afterwards. But well, what's kind of the must do for your kids, guys? What did they enjoy at Disney World? The water parks?
I think the water park, you don't hear about it much on the Geekin thing. So I had actually posted asking about it, but we did it 2 days. It was great. The lines are not really ever. They were like, it was July. I thought it would have been crowded. We really only had to wait about 15 minutes or so for anything getting around there. And the kids liked it. Bit of advice that I've been trying to spread since: We didn't know, so we paid for the umbrella service where you get your own designated spot with an umbrella, 2 chairs, 2 towels or whatever. I can't remember what it cost, but it ends up, it's all the way in the corner in a sandy area that we never really went over there. So we dropped our stuff off and it wasn't near anything. It was a waste and we would never do it again. So just to let other people know, if you get there at 11 when they open, you can just walk in and find a pretty good chair somewhere. Glenn and Sarah went later in the week with us and they were able to do that and we didn't get it the next time. And then also towels are free if you're staying on property. So you don't have to bring a towel. If you're staying on property, you just go into the main house when you walk in. I think it's called a village house or snow house. It's right there when you walk in, and you just tell them that you're staying at a resort and they'll give you the towels for free. Otherwise, I think if you're not staying on property, it's like $2 or $4 for towels. Other than that, you can just walk on most of the slides. Giving more advice, tips for Blizzard Beach, since I don't ever hear them. They have a ski lift type of ride that takes you up to the highest areas. Do that later in the day. If you get there at 11, try to walk to the slides in the morning because that's what took a lot of time and ends up getting you kind of behind the crowd, even though there isn't much of a crowd. But it's a nice ride. So I would recommend doing it at some point, but just not first thing in the morning. Just walk to whatever. And the one I would definitely recommend walking to first, even though it's not a headliner, is the one, I can't remember the name, but it's the one where it's two that go down at exactly the same time and a race, and it keeps your time. That one was a real slow loading, and that one ended up actually having 45-minute waits.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The rest of the trip. So,
and you did Blizzard Beach both times?
Both times. Yeah. The other one is Typhoon Lagoon's not open right now. So we just did Blizzard Beach.
Is it a big refurb, going on there? Or is that
I don't know. I feel like it's been closed for a while.
Oh, yeah. It seems weird in summertime that it would be closed. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. But like I said, it wasn't very crowded. So maybe they just feel like they can get away with only one.
There you go. All right. Well, Danielle, just doing all the talking.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
No problem. Any big things that you remember from this trip?
So my favorite moment, I think, of the trip, and Jeff reminded me when he was talking about leaving the Polynesian. So after we had done the Whispering Canyon dinner at Wilderness Lodge, I asked the people working there, like, where we could go to watch fireworks. And they said the best place to watch fireworks is at the end of the boat dock. To be honest, the end of the boat dock is still not very good viewing of fireworks for Wilderness Lodge. Like, you can see them, but just sort of the very tops of them, like, it's mostly behind the trees.
Yeah.
But we got the whole family down there, and so we were all sitting on the docks and like watching, part of the fireworks show. And then when that was over, since we were staying at Contemporary, we were able to take a boat from that boat dock over to the Contemporary, or to the Magic Kingdom, rather. I think we had to get off at the Magic Kingdom. And that was amazing. We were the only people. Jeff thinks that we weren't actually supposed to be on the boat, that they weren't supposed to take people. I think that we were just the only people there because, like, no one was going from Wilderness Lodge to Magic Kingdom at that time. It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. But as a result, we got on the boat. It was just us and the boat captain, and so peaceful, just out on the water, and everything's just lit up. And we got to sit out, right out on the front, sort of on the hull there. And it was gorgeous. It was just our family and our own, like, private boat ride back to Magic Kingdom.
That's a good moment. You got to recognize those moments. I could tell. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, at night, it's beautiful. You got to enjoy those moments for sure. Good deal. Wow, I think we got it all. You got any other tips? We
took a limo van from the airport to get to the resort with no Magical Express, and the price of Ubers being what they are. If you have a large group, or if you don't mind just spending a little bit extra, Glenn might be able to go into the details because he's the one that actually paid for it or so. The kids thought it was the greatest thing. We had Hercules, the movie was playing. We had little flute glasses with water in it for the ride over. It was
the real limo.
A real limo. Yeah, it wasn't. It looked like it was just a conversion van that they had made like a limo inside, but it was fun. The kids loved it. We were super excited, and it was a nice way to really kick off the trip in a magical first moment type of way. And Andy even saw a guy holding a tablet that said Glenn Kessler on it. He's like, that guy's got a sign that says Glenn Kessler. And the wives, no one knew, only Glenn and I knew. And the wives were just like, oh, that's silly, whatever. And just had him going along. And Glenn and I were like, oh, they're going to be so shocked.
Oh, cool. How'd you get back to the airport at the end of the trip? Same way?
That we just did an Uber. Glenn's family, like I said, we were all there together, but we weren't actually together. They stayed off property. We saw them almost every single day. But that last day, the Saturday, they went to Magic Kingdom. We went to Epcot. And they were leaving on a flight a couple hours earlier. So it was just the four of us, and we just grabbed an Uber from the Boardwalk.
All right. Did you buy anything on this trip? Any shopping?
Bought so much. So our kids, since it was their birthday, they had gotten gift cards from family to spend while they were there. And so, we sort of dialed back the parental guidance on what you can buy, right? We try to be like reasonable that like, you don't need a $40 like plastic thing to carry around the park that you're going to toss into the corner when you get home. But since it was a birthday gift, we said, this is your money, whatever you want to spend it on. So Melody, I think she breezed through like $100 in gift cards within a day. And she had ears. She got the donut ears, which were adorable. We actually have a picture of her with the Mickey Mouse ears that are the big donuts. And then she's eating a big pink donut while she's wearing them. And she, had one of the light up bubble wands and, the Sully big popcorn bucket and, pretty much everything that,
I like that
everything
one.
that she thought.
That was me. I was like,
I like that one.
It was awesome. It was
$25.
Oh no, it wasn't even that.
No?
The popcorn, the popcorn is a deal. If we ever go again for a week, first day, I think Glenn did do the same thing. First day, buy that refillable popcorn. I think it was only $12 or $13.
Yeah.
And it was Sully from Monsters Inc. But then it's $2 to refill.
Yep.
And with COVID, they can't actually fill your container.
Right.
So they just give you two
Boxes.
Containers.
Yeah.
We have two kids. It made it perfect. It was every time we did a refill for $2, they each had a whole thing of popcorn. We refilled it. I was like crazy about trying to fill it. I was looking for popcorn every day.
I know it. It's kind of fun. I know.
The
only problem is
you had your Millennium Falcon. Yep.
You got to know which designs they have before you go, maybe a little bit, or have an eye on one, because there's so many that'll catch your eye. And you're like, if I don't have two, I don't want to have two of them. Although I did that. I bought three the one time I was down there.
Well, you have the Millennium Falcon. What other ones do you have?
I've got is it a Simba drum one? I could kind of see it over there. And what was the other one I got? Oh, it's the Skyliner one.
Oh, nice.
I saw all three.
There was a popcorn bucket. We saw somebody carrying that. We thought it was just like a man purse or something, but I thought it was a popcorn bucket. So
I got it.
Next time we'll get that.
That's been
favorite.
awesome.
I know, it's like you see them, and then it's like, oh, I got to have that one too.
Oh yeah, that
we
is
need
nice.
that one.
That's our next. My receipts are in there.
Yeah, there you go. Sully is just sort of sitting. I don't even know where he's sitting now, but he's so gigantic.
He's great. Well, Danielle, did you learn anything new on this trip?
So I learned, this is probably not a new tip for anybody, but when you're leaving test track, so we got stuck on test track. One of the times that we went, it was really late and it started to break down. So it probably was 10 o'clock or so before we were getting out of test track.
At night?
So it's been a long day. It was late. So we were heading out, and my tip would be go to the left. If you're coming out of test track, you should go to the left around the world, because then you'll get to walk around the world by yourself at night.
Oh, yeah.
So this was not intentional. So we found this out because as we were trying to leave, I looked at Jeff and said, okay, should we go right or left at the first sort of intersection? And he said, it's 6 1/2 dozen to the other. And so we went left at that point.
I like
so
that.
I thought we're going left. Like in my head, we're choosing going left. Whereas he just meant that intersection, it didn't matter. The next intersection, of course it mattered, because the left was Mexico and you have to walk the entire way around the world. Whereas if you go right, you walk just through two countries. And so Andy and I had to stop at the restroom, and we said, keep walking, we'll catch up with you. And he said, well, are we going right or left up here? And I said, left. And he said, left to Mexico? And I said, yes, go left to Mexico. How hard is that? Go left. Left to Mexico. Yes. So
Yeah.
Because I thought it was
You know.
a terrible idea because it was the longer way,
Yeah.
but she thought
You didn't argue with her, huh?
No.
right. Like we're both, yeah. So anyway, he's sort of just, okay, I'm going to listen to what she says and I'm just going to go left. And
Against
so
his
he went
better
left.
judgment.
Yeah, against my better judgment. I even walked after they went to the bathroom. I walked by. There was another wife. It was like a domestic. We were like arguing with each other over this. I walked past another mother who was waiting for kids, and I turned to her and I go, "She's wrong, but she's my wife. I'm going to listen." And so I just went.
Hey, we all know if mom's happy, everybody's happy.
Exactly. It was the longest walk ever.
Yeah.
It was so long, and Andy's poor legs were, but in hindsight, it was really beautiful. I mean, we were like the only people walking around the World Showcase.
The lost family.
Yeah.
Wondering if you're going to get locked into, are you staying the night at the World Showcase? I love that, though. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually, being late night and no one else is around.
We were surprised that they weren't, sort of asking us what we were doing or like shepherding us out.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it was really.
They all were saying,
the bad
have
parents.
A good night, have a good night. Maybe that's code for what are you doing?
They're
here?
used to it. The bad parents for the young kids. 11 o'clock at night. Wandering the World
Melody
Showcase.
was asleep. I was just pushing a stroller with a sleeping kid in it, so it didn't matter from us. Yeah.
Well, you met up with our friends. Anything last to say about, you saw Rob and Katie and Selena and Jackie? Glenn, your family is fun. You guys.
We had a lot more time with Jackie and Selena than we got to with Rob and Katie because they were at Blizzard Beach on the Tuesday. So we were able to do a couple of rides with them, and the kids were all splashing around in the pool. So
it's cool. I'm glad you guys got a chance. So I was so jealous to hear all you folks were down there at the same time. I'm so glad I could do individual trip reports with everybody. I got to work it hard though in the next few weeks. Yeah, got to double up.
And Travis was down there as well. Yes. We only talked to him very briefly because the kids were done talking to adults at that point. So we talked for about 5 minutes, and then our kids were like, "Let's keep going." And
the same way when I was a kid. Oh my gosh!
Disney World. They don't want to do anything except focus on being at Disney World.
That's a good thing. Well, guys, so glad that you came on to do a trip. Thanks for coming on, Danielle. I don't think you've done one before, so.
I haven't. Yeah. Thanks for including me on this one. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I hope I see you guys down at G3.
That's a definite. Yep. Well, same hotel, so we'll see you.
I can guarantee a good time. I'm pretty certain of it.
Yeah, it'll be a great time.
All right. Well, stay in touch. All right, guys?
Definitely.
Will do, Kurt.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
So much fun chatting with Jeff and Danielle. And next week, we've got their brother, Glenn Kessler, coming on. You get his perspective. I can't wait for you guys to hear all about Glenn's trip with his family and the big extended Kessler family. I also got Rob Madiri and Travis Dietrich to talk to. I hope to get to them this week, recording at least, and you'll be hearing them in the future. And great intro from Dan Austin and the kids, Noah and Abby. And I didn't even catch the third one's name. Maybe you did. Dan told me they were outside. I thought they were in the car on the way home from the Ohio Geek Meet, but apparently they were outside, and he was so excited to capture their voices for an intro for us. I know you guys enjoyed that. They are so cute. Big thanks to Dan and Holly Austin and the kids for coming on the podcast this week. See how fun that is. Have fun with the kids. Record an intro for us. I love it when you guys do that and send them in. I get so excited when I get those and I listen to them. Matter of fact, I played that one for the Wednesday Zoom call so they could get a sneak peek into that one. They're easy to create. Use your phone. There's lots of recording apps on the phones these days, and just export it out. Email it to me at kurt.stone@geekinonww.com. Yeah, just tell us your name, where you're from, a fun Disney World fact about yourself, or a couple of them. And then you go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin family. Again, kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Boy, I released a couple of great Patreon releases last week. Bonus episodes I do for those of you who support us on a monthly basis using patreon.com. Yeah, it's a website you can pledge monthly to the show. For the cost of Starbucks. or if you want to do it on an annual basis, you can do that too. You'll get bonus episodes. I release those Zoom calls that are usually pretty fun. I did that top 10 favorite restaurants episode that had some extra stuff on there. And then there's a lot of times there's that extra chat between my guests, maybe Mom and Judy. I add on to those bonus podcasts. I call them the inner circle. So if you'd like to get those, or you just like to thank us for putting on the podcast, go to patreon.com, look for Geekin' on WDW, and make a monthly pledge to the show. And I really thank you so much. Helps me to get ready for 2 trips I got coming up. In October, I'm going to be there for the 50th. Well, I'm going to be there October 8th through the 12th. Good friend of mine, John, surprised me with a sponsored trip, which is really cool. So just the 2 of us go down to Coronado Springs. So I'll be there Friday, October 8th. I've got a big food reception over at Coronado Springs. We're staying in the tower. So cool. October 9th, I'll be in Epcot. October 10th, a little bit of Animal Kingdom. I think it's going to be Epcot in the afternoon. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do Magic Kingdom now. Now that I know that I've got this resort reception on Friday. October 11th, I'll definitely be in Hollywood Studios all day because we got a big dinner after hours at Hollywood Studios. Plus, we get Rise of the Resistance for the whole group after hours. That is really cool. And then I fly home Tuesday, October 12th. But if you're in the parks, please get a hold of me. I'll be getting together a little private Facebook Messenger so people will know where I am and I can connect with you guys. I think we'll be able to meet up in Epcot probably on Saturday, October 9th or October 10th. That would be cool. A little geek meet. I love seeing you guys in the parks. Definitely. Don't be shy. Come up and say hi to me. Wear your Geekin' t-shirts and then I'll definitely recognize you. And of course, the big grand Geekin' gathering. We call it the G3. 2022, February 3rd through the 6th. That's a long weekend, Thursday through Sunday. We'll be in Animal Kingdom on February 3rd. Friday, February 4th, we'll be in Hollywood Studios. Saturday, we'll be in Magic Kingdom all day, February 5th. And then Sunday, the big geek meet, February 6th in Epcot. I'll probably be there. I'll probably come in on Wednesday and stay at least probably till Tuesday, I think. That's what I'm thinking. I haven't even added on those extra days, but I think that's what I'm going to do. We've got a private Facebook group just for that big grand geeking gathering. If you want to get in there, just let me know. I hope to see you there. It's looking like it could be grand for sure. Could be the biggest one we've ever done. Come check us out. You'll have lots of fun. You'll meet up with some people just like you, and you're going to be so amazed there's other people like you that love Disney World as much as you do. And the Traveling Tiaras, they can help you get there. You email Judy and Mama at travelingtiaras@gmail.com. We are authorized Disney planning agency with Fairy Tale Concierge. And we thank you so much for all you geeks that book with us. We appreciate it so much because we're committed to helping you enjoy your Disney World vacation. Again, reach out to me if you'd like to do a trip report, or if you're booking a trip, you'd like to talk to me about your plans. Email me, kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. And don't forget, look at your app. In the show notes, our emails are all there. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us every week. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true.